Thank you so much, Madam Chair, and I'm sending you this message from the floor of the National Assembly, where I'm also taking part in a debate on the Supplementary Appropriation Bill of the Gambia government. Madam Chairperson, representatives from ECOWAS Commission, delegates from ECOWAS member states, West Africa Internet Governance Forum Chair and Organizing Committee members, distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols duly observed. It gives me great pleasure to be part of this year's event as the keynote speaker. First and foremost, please allow me to congratulate the ECOWAS Commission and all other members for organizing this very important event that we are all part of today. I am indeed honored to partake in this important event as keynote speaker. This year's event is also being held virtually, just like the other edition, due to realities of the COVID-19, which of course coincided with the emergence of the third wave of the pandemic in most countries and the deadly Delta variant. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Internet Governance Forum has now continually been evolving in a true multi-stakeholder approach since the inception of the first Internet Governance Forum in Athens in 2006, which was established after deliberations at the World Summit on the Information Society in Tunis in 2005. Thus, given the Internet Governance Forum is a bottom-top approach from national to the regional, then global level, the Gambia has effectively participated fully at regional level since the establishment of the West African Internet Governance Forum in 2010 in Dakar. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme for this year's event resonates well with the realities of what the globe has been facing since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. The West Africa region, like most parts of the world, is still battling with the pandemic and working hard to get its citizens vaccinated. Despite the hardships brought in by COVID-19, one consistent denominator during this pandemic is the critical role the internet plays in enhancing the socio-economic development and well-being of our people. The internet has been the key tool for continued education, business transactions, and meetings, to name a few. Meanwhile, I have been reliably informed that the areas for discussion as part of the theme for this year includes quality access, bridging the digital divide, and structures in place to strengthen the digital economies in the respective West African member states. These topics to be discussed during the presentations and deliberations are not only timely, but highly relevant in the sense that they will provide the opportunity for ECOWAS member states to devise mechanisms or strategies to help achieve the digital agenda. Hence, the importance of this forum cannot be overemphasized. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as part of the ECOWAS Regional Infrastructure Master Plan, member states now have direct access to over 25 submarine landing stations. Aside from the increase in reliability of access to international capacity provided by multiple cable connections, the new cables have combined with the rollout of terrestrial backbone and last mile infrastructure, particularly 3G, to have a dramatic effect on network traffic. In terms of overall national optic fiber connectivity, the ongoing construction of national backbones is bringing capacity to an increasing number of cities, towns, and villages, which have been beyond the reach of terrestrial networks. Over 77,500 kilometers of fiber is now under operation in the region, with a further 32,000 kilometers of fiber under construction, 25,000 kilometers planned, and over 16,000 kilometers of fiber are now being proposed. If all these infrastructure are completed, the total would be over 150,000 kilometers of fiber connection in our region. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that this, coupled with good and sound policies on broadband, cybersecurity, to name a few, will help greatly enhance the achievement of the digital transformation agenda for our respective countries, thus improve lives and livelihood of our people. As a country, the government of the Gambia has in the past decade led the institutionalization and establishment of landmark and game-changing projects in the Gambia's ICT sector, as enshrined in Critical Enabler 5 of our National Development Plan, the NDP 2018-2021, which seeks to transform the Gambia into a digital nation and create a modern information society. The sector has registered remarkable growth in terms of access and quality service delivery since the rollout of the national fiber backbone and the landing of a submarine cable in 2012. These landmark achievements have also enshrined the spirit of competition in the ICT sector and help ensure that services are affordable to the average Gambian end user. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, additionally, the National Information and Communication Infrastructure NICI policy and the ICT for Development Policy 2018 to 2028 set the tone for ICT sector policy for evolution in the Gambia. It provided strategic direction for the attainment of the ICT development vision of our government. The NICI policy was anchored on building and sustaining partnership with the private sector and donors, providing an effective information and communication infrastructure, enabling countrywide connectivity, and achieving a liberalized and competitive ICT market that offers consumer choices and affordable cost with guaranteed quality of services. It also prioritized critical socioeconomic issues like the proliferation of ICT-driven socioeconomic solutions in education, and most importantly, in public health delivery. At the same time, the Gambia has identified the landing of a second submarine cable as a priority. Plans are in place to include the Gambia in the Amilcar Cabral submarine cable project of ECOWAS, while other avenues are being explored as well. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is important to note that in order to bridge the digital divide, it is pertinent for ECOWAS member states to look into internet resilience and affordability for our citizens, as the COVID pandemic has definitely portrayed to all that being online is no longer a luxury, but an absolute necessity for all, irrespective of where you live and your social status. In this regard, I wish to seize this opportunity to encourage all participants in this forum, including the panelists, to look into ways and provide tangible options that our respective governments can take to bring down the cost of internet and also make accessibility more possible for our people, especially those in underserved communities. As a multi-stakeholder gathering, though virtually, our key word and focus should be building a resilient internet infrastructure that reaches all. Similarly, it is critical to note that security is a key to deliberate on. How do we protect our infrastructures? How do we secure our networks properly within the global trend of developments and within the wider context of ICT today? How does it affect what we do as policymakers? These questions are very relevant to us and pertinent to internet governance and the digital transformation agenda of the African Union, which all African countries are working on developing a digital economy and also meeting the UN Sustainable Development Goals 9 SDG on industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, 2 days might have looked too short to discuss all the themes and sub-themes that you have outlined in this meeting. But let me say that we are lucky to have great speakers within the field of internet and ICTs that are taking part in this forum as presenters or panelists. Thus, we look forward to seeing the participation of key stakeholders in the subsequent African Internet Governance Forum later this year and at the 16th Annual Global Internet Governance Forum to be hosted by the government of Poland from 6th to the 10th of December under the overarching theme, Internet United. Therefore, I personally look forward to reading the communique from this 13th edition and also wish all the participants a great learning experience in sharing and engaging. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, please allow me to reiterate our sincere commendation to the ECOWAS and the West Africa Internet Governance Forum Committee for successfully organizing and hosting the 13th edition of the West Africa Internet Governance Forum. This session is not only timely, but apt as it seeks to provide the platform where ECOWAS member states and the internet ecosystem will not only discuss and share experiences on the theme and sub-themes, but also possibly discuss digital measures to put in place our respective countries so as to fight effectively the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, please allow me to once again take this opportunity to express on behalf of the government of the Gambia our renewed commitment of support and collaboration with the ECOWAS Commission and the West Africa Internet Governance Forum committees. Once again, thank you so much for your kind attention, and I wish to declare this meeting open. Thank you.